We think it's fair to say that the vast majority of people who have bought a Switch have done so to play The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. However, there are, believe it or not, other games that have been released on launch day, and one of them is Fast RMX. As you would expect from the title, Fast RMX is a high-speed arcade racing game that looks and plays like a cross between Wipeout and F-Zero. While many games have attempted to recapture the magic of those two magnificent franchises, Fast is without question the best attempt we've played yet. As we've already alluded to, Fast puts you in the seat of a futuristic hovership racing driver. The ships themselves are sleek, colourful and covered in Japanese-style text, and each come with a rating that measures their acceleration, top speed, boosting ability and overall weight. The unique selling point here is that the phase of your racing ship can be toggled between blue and yellow to correspond to the numerous boost strips, jumps and gates dotted around the 30 or so tracks on offer. If your ship matches the colour of a coloured obstacle, you'll be granted a free boost, but if you're the wrong colour, you'll be slowed down. Every track is also littered with boost orbs that gradually fill your boost meter. This can be used at will to temporarily overclock your top speed, or to kickstart your acceleration if you've been slowed down. The 30 tracks here offer a tremendous amount of variety, ranging from snowy tundras, asteroid fields and giant aquariums, right the way through to futuristic depictions of Kyoto, storm-lashed raceways, and even a track shaped like a giant cylinder. This being the future, everything is neon-soaked and shiny, and the tracks themselves defy gravity with loops and jumps for you to traverse. One thing the game doesn't offer is weapons, although you can send your opponents into a short spin if you ram them at the correct angle or boost right up their tailpipes. There are also environmental hazards to contend with on many of the tracks, which include giant wind turbines, waterfalls, asteroids, and robotic walkers making their way across the tracks. The track design is, on the whole, excellent, with a generous supply of boost orbs, pads and jumps on every course, and not so many obstacles that the game becomes frustrating. In terms of game modes, there are 3 on offer. The standard single player mode contains 3 leagues consisting of 10 tournaments apiece, which gradually increase in difficulty. Each tournament contains 3 3-lap races, so all 30 tracks feature in each of the 3 leagues available. If you place in the top 3 in a tournament, then more tournaments, ships, and eventually leagues will be unlocked. This mode also gradually unlocks tracks in hero mode. This challenges you to take on a single track, but you have to come in first. This mode also links your shield energy to your boost bar, so using too much boost can quickly see you retiring from the race in a shower of smoke and flames. Finally, there's a multiplayer mode which encompasses both online and offline options. Playing online throws you into a race with a set of randoms, but the real fun lies in the local multiplayer. Here you can either network your Switch with other Switches in the vicinity, or, if you've only got the one console, it can handle up to 4 players in split screen on a single unit. This is where the game really excels if you take your Switch with you to show off to some friends, as you can even deal out the individual Joy-Cons to use as mini controllers. Fast is presented absolutely beautifully. The menu is clean, modern and easy to navigate, but the races themselves are pure eye candy. We, like most people, had concerns about the relative lack of power provided by the Switch's Tegra chip, but seeing Fast RMX in full action single-handedly proves that, in the hands of a team of talented developers, it's still capable of impressing the modern gamer. The tracks themselves, in addition to being fun to race around, have clearly been designed to look achingly cool, with rainstorms and lightning highlighting the shiny reflective surfaces and neon lights punctuating the tracks with the kind of sci-fi chic that nerds like us absolutely adore. All of this is accompanied by a thumping techno-trance soundtrack, which also evokes memories of Wipeout, although the enthusiastic commentary seems to be more in tune with the likes of Ridge Racer. Unlike Breath of the Wild, Fast is just as smooth and glorious whether viewed in TV mode or using the handheld screen, and is unquestionably the best looking game we've ever seen on a portable console. Even more impressively, the split screen modes function without a hitch, and only ever briefly juddered on a track containing a giant spider-like walker scuttling around. How an indie developer has managed to crowbar such a fantastic looking and sounding game into a console that's actually weaker than an X-Bone is truly impressive. In terms of faults, our biggest gripe was the fact that the game suffers slightly from invincible AI syndrome. For example, in the time we spent playing, we only ever saw AI-controlled ships crash twice, and both occasions were on tracks that were packed with hazards. This means if a couple of racers start to pull ahead of you, you already know you've lost the race because there's absolutely no prospect that they're going to make a mistake to give you the opportunity to catch up. And this reminds you that you are actually playing against an algorithm rather than actual human beings. Coupled with the ease and frequency with which the enemy AI send your ship into a spin, this could occasionally make it feel as though you're not really on a level playing field with the AI, and this just slightly spoils the otherwise organic feel of the races. We'd also have really appreciated the option to make custom single player races on single tracks so that we could learn the more complex ones in readiness for the mini tournaments. Finally, we really didn't like the way the control scheme was initially set up, as it mapped the accelerator to one of the face buttons, which felt extremely unintuitive. However, as soon as we remapped the accelerator to the lower right trigger, the boost to the lower left trigger, the phase shift to A, and the brakes, who needs brakes, the game controlled far better. But these are all really minor quibbles. When all said and done, Fast RMX is an extremely competent, fast, fun and slick arcade racing game that will not only entertain you for a fair chunk of time, but will also provide the perfect game to show off your new console to your envious mates. And at £17 on the eStore, you won't even need to remortgage your house to afford it. We're awarding Fast RMX a score of 85%. It is, without a doubt, the best indie launch title available for the Switch.